This is IGN. A horror anthology with tricks and treats. This is your IGN review of VHS Halloween by Matt Donato. Can you believe the VHS horror anthology series just premiered its 8th entry, or that AMC's horror streaming platform Shudder has released 5 VHS sequels in 5 calendar years? You'd think that rate of output might diminish in quality, but last year's VHS Beyond is my favorite title in the entire franchise. VHS anthologies have become an October staple, and VHS Halloween keeps the party going by channeling its inner trick-or-treat. Admittedly, it's not a one-to-one comparison. Trick or Treat still holds top Halloween horror anthology honors. At 5 segments and a wraparound, VHS's latest collection of short features is a mixed bag of candy-coated frights. Chosen filmmakers use, quote, Halloween as a starting point and spin tales of terror from festive starting points, but the ordering of each segment feels off this time around, perhaps because not every concept sticks its landing. Instead of a continuously enjoyable watch that gathers momentum, VHS Halloween periodically has to pick up the slack before we're once again howling with glee at gruesome All Hallows Eve mischief. Of the bunch, Micheline Pitt Norman and R.H. Norman's Home Haunt is the runaway winner. It's also the finale of VHS Halloween, which smartly concludes with an explosive bang of do-it-yourself backyard attraction mayhem. It's a love letter to father and son built haunted houses that pop up in suburban yards with a graphically violent twist. When a cursed record plays the Song of Sam Hain and brings otherwise kitschy homemade specters to life. The camera walks us through dungeon corridors and into green-faced witches' cottages where guests are brutally slain by Halloween decorations come to life, whether boiled in cauldrons or smashed to smithereens by burly executioners. It's a Pleasantville monster mash, trading dad jokes for death blows, and showcasing what the VHS series does best: spirited ideas, practical effects-driven carnage, and maximum effort that makes the most of the tiny budgets of independent horror. Casper Kelly's fun size is on brand for the mad genius behind Adult Swim's Too Many Cooks, or more recently, Adult Swim Yule Log. The log line is simple: take more than one candy from the bowl and you die. The execution is much zanier, as 2 old trick-or-treaters are pulled into said bowl and find themselves in a factory where rule breakers are hacked into chocolate-covered treats. Kelly's madcap sense of humor is a little much, mixing hit-and-miss elements of a doomed rom-com into his caramel-filled recipe. But the hunt and stalk elements echo hilarious notes of the spoof Russian knockoff Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of Mimic, except with Captain Crunch cannons and cosmic brownie minions. This is what I want for my VHS entries: limitless originality on a shoestring budget that goes for broke with gusto. However, while going for broke is a bonus, the gamble doesn't always yield bulletproof results. It's almost impossible for an anthology to have no misses, given how X number of segments take their own swings versus one full-length, thought-out narrative. And VHS Halloween is no different. Her Smell director Alex Ross Perry delivers the bleakest, most vile chapter with Kid Print, which is also my least favorite of the bunch by a country mile. What feels like a Tim Robinson or a Tim and Eric sketch quickly becomes a troubling commentary on society's inability to prevent child murders. But on a personal note, it sucked me right out of VHS Halloween. That's the danger and beauty of anthologies. Every viewer will have their own highs and lows. Unfortunately for my tastes, Kid Print is a gusty whiff. The remainder, Anna Zlakovich's Coochie Coochie Coo, Rec co-director Paco Plaza's Ut Supra Sic Infra, and Brian M. Ferguson's wraparound Diet Phantasma all get the job done to varying degrees. Zlakovich's take on haunted houses and adult baby fetishes has its fun with a nasty creature dubbed Mommy, as 2 petrified girls flee from a lactating monster worth its chills and thrills. Plaza's possessed police procedural is a little less enthusiastic, but raps on some disgusting bodily mutilation, which, hell yeah. And then there's Diet Phantasma, a ridiculous and quite rowdy horror comedy about a poltergeist-flavored carbonated beverage that keeps massacring focus group testers. VHS Halloween is an enjoyable assortment of vicious holiday horror shorts that might take a step backward after VHS Beyond, but it's hardly a throwaway sequel. The focus on Halloween as a thematic through line starts every segment with palpable intrigue, even if not every filmmaker makes it into the VHS Hall of Fame. Expect your average anthology feature where some chapters soar, others sink, and the rest hover around varying levels of dependability. It's not like finding a razor or arsenic slipped into your favorite candy, but more like tasting those generic drugstore candy brands instead of Hershey's, Reese's, or other big hitters that grubby hands reach for every Halloween. VHS Halloween's IGN score? 6 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest VHS updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.